Hello YouTube! We're on the Real Programming channel. I'm its host. My name is Andrei. I greet you, welcome. And this is our 8th lesson. It's about HTML and JavaScript for beginners, and we'll talk about make decisions with JavaScript. And there are no dumb questions. The while and for loops seem the same to me. When do I use which? In general, you can do the same thing switch for or a while. However, as you can see with a screaming example, the for loop is a little more compact. And you might argue the while loop is more readable. So it really is a matter of which fits best given your situation. In general, for loops get used more for iterating over a fixed number of values, say over the items and in a shopping cart, and while loops are used more to loop until a condition is met, say giving the user a test until he gets it right. B. The browser's exercise. Each of the JavaScript snippets on this page is a separate piece of code. Your job is to play browsers and evaluate each snippet of code and answer a question about the result. Write your answer to the question below the code. Check answer at the end of this chapter in the next lesson. Okay. Make this decision with JavaScript. We've been using boolean expression in for and while statements as a conditional. Test to decide whether to continue looping. You can also use to make a decision in JavaScript. Here is an example. Here is our boolean expression testing to see how many scoops are left. If there are less than 3 scoops left, we executed the code block, and we can string together more than one test too. Add as many tests with else if as you need, each with its own associated code block that will be executed when the condition is true. Make more decisions and adding a catch-all. You can provide a catch-all for you if a statement, as well a final else that is run if all the other conditions fail. Let's add a few more if or else and also a catch-all. Notice we changed it to only happen when scopes is precisely 3. We added additional conditions to have a countdown to 0 scoops. Here is our catch-all. If none of the conditions above are true, then this block is guaranteed to execute. Exercise. Take the code above and insert it into the while loop below. Walk through the while loop and write down the alerts in the sequence they occur. Check your answers at the end of the chapter in the next lesson. Insert the code above here and write the output in your sheet of paper or in comments. Next exercise, code magnets. This code prints out a well-known palindrome in an alert. The problem is that some of the code was on fridge magnets and fell on the floor. It's your job to put the code back together again to make the palindrome work. Watch out, there were a few magnets already on the floor that don't belong here, and you'll have to use some of the magnets more than once. Check your answers at the end of the chapter in the next lesson. Okay, a palindrome is a sentence that can be read the same way backwards and forwards. Here is the palindrome. You should see if the magnets are all in the right places. Okay. I was told we will be putting JavaScript in our web pages. When are we going to get there, or we just going to keep playing around with JavaScript? Yes, that is the point. First, you need to know a few basics. Here's what we've done so far. You know how to declare and use JavaScript variables, and you know how to build basic statements and expressions. You also know how to use all those together to write conditional code with if or else statements, not to mention do things iteratively with while and for statements. With the under your belt, now we are going to see how to place JavaScript in your page, and more importantly, how JavaScript interacts with your page. That is how you determine what's in your page, how you change your page, and a bit more down the road, how you write code to react to things happening in your pages. So while we're not done with JavaScript yet, your wait is over. It's time to see how markup and behavior work together. How and where to add JavaScript to your pages? To use JavaScript, you got to add it to a web page, but where and how? You already know there is a script element, so let's see where we can use it and how that affects the way JavaScript executes within your pages. Here are 3 different ways you might add code to your page. First, place your script line in the head element. The most common way to add code to page is to put a script element in the head of your page. When you add JavaScript in the head element, it is executed as soon as the browser parses the head, which it does first, before it has parsed the rest of the page. Add your script by referencing a separate JavaScript file. You can also link to a separate file containing JavaScript code. Put the URL of the file in the src attribute of the opening script tag and make sure you close the script element with /script. If you're linking to a file in the same directory, you can just use the name of the file. And 3. Add your code in the body of the document, either inline or is linked to a separate file. Or you can put your code right in the body of your HTML, again enclose your JavaScript code in the script elements, or reference a separate file in the src attribute. JavaScript in the body of your page is executed when the browser parses the body, which it does typically top down. Place script elements in the head of your HTML to have them executed before the page loads. You can type your code right into your web page or reference a separate JavaScript file using the src attribute of the script tag. Or you can place your code or reference to your code in the body. This code gets executed as the body is loaded. And don't forget, remember please, you will find all the content materials of this lesson under this video in the description link to Google Drive. Okay, most of the time code is added to the head of the page. There are some slight performance advantages to adding your code at the end of body, but only if you really need to super optimize your page performance. How JavaScript interacts with your page. We will talk about this in the next lesson, and on this our lesson 8 about JavaScript and HTML is end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please put likes, share with friends and comment. Remember please, meditate, do more exercise, drink more water for the brain, eat fruit, and that's all. Thank you. Bye.